Ladies and gentlemen, come gather round, come gather round, come gather around. Today, we're going to rebuild the only part that I didn't rebuild when I built my 61 Chevy Apache, and that is the steering rack. Only it's got a whole bunch of ha-ha for you. Let's go. So I confess, I did record the removal and disassembly of this whole thing, but I ran into a problem, which is inside here, right here, is a seal that keeps the hydraulic pressure out of this part of the rack. And I tried my darndest to get that seal out of there. It's just a simple little rubber seal right frickin' there. And I tried this guy to try and go in there and snag the seal and push it out with a washer. I tried pliers, and I think I wrecked something inside, and I'm just saving myself the hassle. So this is a Lowry's steering rack from a Mustang GT. It's apparently 2.5 turns lock to lock, unlike the 3 turns that I got from the rack that I stole from Pick and Pull. It's a different style body, but the comedy of this is going to be this piece right here. Let me show you. A square body suspension with OBS spindles and a Fox body Mustang. One of the mounts for the rack is right here, which is fine, but the other one has to go right here, which is not fine. And in order to deal with that, I would have to completely redo the whole suspension to move this pivot or control arm or something, and I wasn't exactly willing to. So I cut off the bracket. Let's go back over to here. Whoa. So I cut off the mount that sat right here and rounded it so I could use like a clamp, which is right here. That's half of it. The other half goes above to clamp it on top from there, and it holds it and it's fine. But now I have to get the Sawzall and do the same to this brand new steering rack. Here we go. Thankfully the rack is aluminum, so this isn't as brutal to do as it actually felt like. My arms and hands don't enjoy working like this, and the vibration and shaking is killer. So I tend to work until my hands go numb, which did not take terribly long with a Sawzall. Sanding it, smoothing it, I did use the finger sander for a little bit, but honestly just delicate cutting with a flat wheel works pretty good. And then I sprayed it with a dusting of aluminum colored engine paint. It dries quick and probably doesn't matter because it'll all be hidden away and covered in oil. So the new rack came with polyurethane bushings, which are definitely nice and an improvement. The original one that I had used these 2-piece bushings. Apparently there's Mustang racks that have 1-piece bushings. This is what I had. I did find that in order to fit the GT rack, I had to press out this. And that hydraulic press got that out. If you don't have a hydraulic press, you're going to want to bring beer to somebody who has one, because you're not going to get that out by yourself. And for whatever weird reason, there was no steel sleeve in this bushing that I remember when I did the conversion a while ago. So I just machined a big pin for this thing to slide on that fit perfectly, but I don't remember removing or discarding one of these with a smaller bolt inside. I don't know. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that makes a difference to you. So in this case, I separated the polyurethane bushing and put 1/2 of the bushing on the cross member, stuffed the rack on top of it, and then tapped in the other part. This is the top of the mount. It's not completely round, but I do have a grinding mark on it, like a slit on it, to remind myself which way it goes around. And it's shaped the way it's shaped because look how much room you have to put this thing together. It's a lot easier to put the rack in when you don't have an engine or the whole front doghouse on there. Tie rod ends are shortened 1 inch to make my little tie rod adapters, and these are NBS tie rods with a linking sleeve that I fabricated myself. New cotter pins always. Yeah, putting it all together. Annoying to work on this. When you build a vehicle, think about serviceability. The more I build, the more I work on it, the more I wish I'd thought about it more. Sneak peek at the steering universal, just for your visual candy, and because you can't get your head in there otherwise. The new steering rack came with a filter that was required in the instructions to put in line with the return. Because if you don't put this filter in there, it will void the warranty. I can't use this because I changed all of my hydraulic lines, including the return, to agricultural hydraulic lines. So I'm not going to adapt this to fit. So I'm not going to use the filter. However, I had to sawzall this off of the rack. I don't think this is what's going to be voiding my warranty, if I'm honest. So I use a torquing bar on my impact to do up the wheel nuts in a star-like pattern, and then I have these stupid spider caps to make the wheels look all bling, which are so annoying to put on. Looks sweet though. Because I used NBS, new body style, 88 to 98 spindles on the square body front end of this 61 Chevy, I can confirm that drop spindles make the turning radius somewhere colossal. This thing has the turning radius of the Queen Frickin' Mary, and always has. The Ocean Liner, not the Regal Monarch. And I don't know if there's an easy fix for this, but oh my gosh, this does not have a tight turning radius at all. Okay, look, people, look forward. Okay, for you Mustang guys, I put the rack in, okay? GT Mustang with performance suspension, and oh my gosh, it's supposed to be 2.5 turns lock to lock, right? So it should be a faster rack than what I had before. Yay, awesome, $450, I'm ranting. I put the thing in, the turning radius is freaking worse, like, oh my gosh. So just for curiosity, I got into here and take a look at what you see in here. So look at that, 2 spacers in here. I'm guessing the factory, the base Mustang is like no spacers for 3 turns lock to lock. Add 1 spacer for 2 3/4, another spacer for 2.5, a 3rd spacer for 2 1/4 for the super fast rack. Well, Ford put these in because the tires would hit the control arms on the Mustang. So instead of, like, I don't know, fixing the problem, they just stop you from getting into that problem. So now I've paid money for a skookum rack, which is no better than the boring rack. It's because I'm going to take these out so I can have some turning radius again. I'm annoyed. Anyways, I didn't really set out to do what I wanted to do, but I did what I did, and thanks for coming along for the ride. Maybe this will steer you somewhere else. If not, whatever. As always, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you again.